Welcome to your weekly interval. This is the Best Damn Nerd Show. I'm your host, microphone alchemist James Kincaid. With me tonight, executive producer Adam Zika.
I'm back.
You are back, and we are back to do another movie night. I don't know if this one really qualifies as a Adam Zika presents movie night. You can tell me.
Well, we'll have to find out. We don't know. I don't know what you think of this movie. You don't know what I think of this movie.
We have not discussed it. I will say, so we are going to be reviewing Army of the Dead, the latest zombie film from Zack Snyder, hit Netflix. So we decided to Netflix and chill a little bit here at the Best Damn Nerd Show. We are down a Davis. We thought we would have a Professor Chris Davis here to review it with us as well. He might pop on later, but he is otherwise detained and once again giving you the slip, Adam Zika. But we are going to be talking Army of the Dead. So please, if you do not want spoilers, if you haven't had the chance to watch it yet, turn off your Zunes, or pause your Zunes or other non-name brand MP3 playing devices now, because we're going to be getting into it. So before we dive into the details, Adam, your overall thoughts on Army of the Dead.
It was okay. It was okay. I think, we'll get into a lot of the details. I think it had some of the elements I was looking for. Like, it was pretty fun. But for me, it was too long.
Yes.
Like very, very much too long. And the balance was off with the comedy and the horror and the action elements. I think had it been kind of rearranged a little bit, it would have been a lot better. But that's my general take. Is I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It's very squarely in the middle for me.
Definitely better than Max Payne.
If that's our bar, I gotta say this is better than Max Payne. If you only have two movies at your local video store on VHS, and one is Max Payne and one is this, then I would say get this one.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend this over Max Payne. Right off the bat, yes, too long, 148 minutes, and I'm not usually one to say a movie is too long. I don't usually mind it, but this one certainly felt every inch of its length. But let me quickly run down who's in it. So obviously, directed, produced, screenplay done by, story by Zack Snyder. It stars my guy, Dave Bautista, who I absolutely love and I will continue to support. Ella Purnell, Omari Hardwick, Theo Rossi, Tig Notaro, and others throughout the movie that make up this sort of zombie heist scene. We got Scorpion in this too. Hiroyuki Sanada as in this.
He's in everything now. I feel. I mean, between Westworld and like Mortal Kombat and this, he's all over the place.
And this, I will say this, better than Mortal Kombat as well. So of the two Hiroyuki Sanada films that I've seen this year, this is far and away the better of the two. I thought it was okay as well. I was maligning it off air as maybe worse than it was. In terms of the positives, I want to start with the concept. I think is great.
I agree.
Zombies in Las Vegas, how everything looked was phenomenal. And it definitely, it pulls no punches. It pulls no punches in how fucking Zack Snyder this movie is too. Like it has all the trappings that you've come to expect from Zack Snyder, with none of the editing from DC. But
none of the editing at all from anyone apparently.
Yeah,
it's so long.
What did you think of the cast? Because I am firmly of the belief that Dave Bautista has all of the chops, the screen presence to be like a movie star, to be a guy that can star in vehicles like this and for them to be successful and good and good fun and everything. I really like Bautista. I hated the movie Stuber. Like the movie Stuber is atrocious, but it's not funny and it's just an insult to most film going audiences. But Dave Bautista is not the problem in that. He really does, in my opinion, have a great screen presence about him. But what say you?
So, it's hard not to compare him to like The Rock, right?
Sure.
Because of obviously that crossover. And The Rock has kind of able to, I think, to make that kind of leading actor crossover a bit better right now. I think Dave Bautista, I mean, when he's played kind of the character, been a bit more of a character actor, I think he's done really well. I think they haven't quite found the sweet spot for him yet. I think he's got potential, for sure. But right now, like, I don't think this was it. Like, I don't think this is what's putting him, and I don't think it's necessarily his fault. Like, I think the script and the story and kind of what they set up with him and his daughter and kind of that relationship was like, it didn't do him any favors. So
No.
It's not, I don't think it's on him, but this isn't, I think, what's putting him in The Rock territory.
No, and I'm not saying, like, The Rock's the biggest movie star in Hollywood right now. You know, he's the guy. The Rock is Mr. Action Star, but Batista could carve out a nice little B tier for himself, I feel like, and do some movies, you know, like this, or that maybe are a little bit better. But you're right. The script and the story that he got in this did not do him any favors. What do you think of the rest of the cast?
So the thing about the cast for me is it made it feel, I don't know what it was about this cast, but it didn't like levitate the movie to me. Like it kind of made it feel a bit like more of a B movie. The daughter, I didn't think was particularly well cast. Like and again, I don't know if it's the dialogue or the acting. The other characters were kind of, some of them were just annoying. I thought I thought the person who did the Ludwig or whatever.
Oh, Dieter, that was the bank,
Dieter,
the safecracker.
Yeah. Like, you know, I didn't think his stuff was that funny. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it was about. I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to distinguish whether it was the cast or whether it was the characters that they were given, but none of it felt like it quite hit the mark.
I feel you on that, and there's something that I want to get into when we talk about the positives of the movie. I want to say I did like Samantha Wynn's character, although she was had a small part, but she played Chambers. But she heavily invoked the chick from Aliens, the rocking the bandana and everything like that, and you know went out like in a similar badass fashion as well. So I appreciated, you know, maybe it was an homage, I don't know, but I definitely appreciated her character. What I did like, and this is something that Zack Snyder is really good at, is, man, hell of an opening montage. Really liked that quite a bit.
Yeah,
I thought that was super badass. I almost thought that I had actually started the movie at the end too, because I didn't realize that they were sort of setting the table with this other story. I loved the opening montage. Zack Snyder did that to perfection with Watchmen, and he did another really solid job here. But the other side of that is, though, and what I came away thinking about this movie is, I think that this movie, Army of the Dead, as we got it, would have been much better served if it was a sequel to the story that they were showing in that opening montage. I feel like that should have been the first movie. Like, why didn't we get that whole story about them being mercenaries and rescuing, you know, the Secretary of Defense or whatever it is, and so sort of showing more of that? That to me is a much more sort of fun, over the top movie too, because you still have a functional Vegas. So all this stuff going down, you know, like that's awesome. Like that to me is an infinitely better, more fun movie than this one.
I wonder if it's a budget thing. Like, that's going to be a higher budget movie. You're going to need way more extras. You're going to need a lot more, like, the locations, I think, are going to be a little bit more challenging to film that. I don't know if that was the case. Like, I'm totally, like, just making this up. But yeah, but it just makes me wonder whether that played any part of it. But I did read that they're doing some prequels. Yes, so really they're going to probably hit up this stuff. And there is, I mean, there's a lot of stories you can tell in that early period. But I don't know if I'm that bummed that they didn't tell that story, because it's kind of a Vegas being the story is, or being the location is really cool. But the story of how it kind of begins and spreads and all of that has kind of been told, I feel like, in in other ways. So the fact that they decided to just say, hey, I'm going to show you this, how we got to this point. And I agree, that part was awesome. Again, a little too long. Like when they were doing
it was. Yeah, you know, when you have to go through three, you have to do like 3 different covers of Viva Las Vegas.
It was weird because I was like, oh, this is, as I was watching it, I was like, this is sweet. And all of it, I was like grinning because I was like, there were so many cool like scenes in there. And then, you know, it kind of goes to black, and then it's like, and then another person comes in and continues singing the song. And I was like, okay, I guess this is still going on. And then it felt like it never ended. So it's like, again, it took something that was awesome. It kind of just like, it didn't end as good as it should have.
I completely agree that I'm trying to skew positive here, but it did go on too long for sure. And there's a distinctive moment where it's the lady doing the cover of Viva Las Vegas, and it's just like she's just like belting it out like at the top of her lungs, and that part's like enough already. Yeah. You know, I've heard it.
But yeah, that was cool. That, you know, you don't have to. The fact that he just showed it all with images, no, you know, dialogue, like nothing is pretty. I mean, that's a great way to just do it. You just get you right in there. You got the point. They didn't need to go through all the details, right, of every single little thing that happened. Like, you get the general gist of how it all went down. Yeah. You're introduced to the characters. You know the characters are badass, so there's no question as things are starting off, like what these characters can do, and that helps, like, you know, get rid of some of that maybe
the suspension of disbelief. Yeah, for sure. I look at the opening, and I kind of want to know more about one of the coolest parts and saddest parts of the whole movie is in that opening sequence with that mom that finally is reunited with her daughter, only to get squashed by the crate at the end because the zombies have overwhelmed them. Like as they're forming the wall and stuff.
Was confused. I thought that was his wife at the beginning. It wasn't until later that I thought that was his like wife and kid. I was like, oh,
it's rough.
Yeah, but
I don't know, and I would have liked to have seen, because the guy that used the chainsaw, the big ass chainsaw, Omari Hardwick's character, Vandero. I would have liked. He didn't really even get to use it in the movie.
It's like a buzzsaw, right?
Yeah, buzzsaw rather, not chainsaw. Yes.
Yeah,
it's like a giant buzzsaw.
It was very. I
felt cheated.
Yeah, they definitely kind of. I don't know. They teased some things that didn't pan out, and that was one of them. Like, you expect some amazing scenes with him with that, like his weapon of choice, very like video game-esque. You know, like each of the characters have kind of like their own weapon.
Absolutely. And so I felt robbed that didn't get to see, him get to use it in the movie. Only in that opening sequence did we really get to see it. I was honestly expecting it to become his downfall, to be honest. But what did you think about, like, just, well, I guess here's the thing. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we're going to dive into maybe some of our standout high point and low point moments of Army of the Dead on the other side in the Best Damn Nerd Show. Welcome back to the Best Damn Nerd Show. James Kincaid alongside executive producer Adam Zika, and we are talking Army of the Dead. And I said in the first segment, beware of spoilers. Here now we'll really get into them, some of the plot points from the movie, some of the standout moments or visuals that we really liked. I talked about that opening sequence. I do think that is my favorite part of the movie itself. Is that sequence, and so maybe you could say that it's all downhill from there. But I also did appreciate the zombie tiger Valentine. I thought that was cool. What did you think of the visuals and just how the zombies looked, I guess?
I thought the zombies looked good. Like, they were pretty standard. I didn't think anything was crazy over the top about them, or like particularly unique, but they looked pretty good. I agree with you that like the kind of special zombie things, like the tiger, was pretty sweet. And I love that it was like one of Siegfried and Roy's tigers.
yeah. I mean, that's just I really just think the Vegas backdrop adds a lot, and I think it could have added even more. And I guess that's why I keep harping on the fact that if we had gotten to Vegas before it was completely shut down, I just think that's a better, more fun movie. Even if it's just for a few scenes before everything's gone to complete shit.
Yeah. You did get it for a few scenes. You got it for an entire montage.
Yeah, it's different though, and you know it. Damn it! But that again, that guy with the jackpot getting the coins just destroyed with the jackpot and getting eaten by the zombies. That was good stuff. I wanted more. I wanted more of that stuff. I have to say, so the zombies didn't blow me away either. But again, the visual, how much that they chose to deconstruct Vegas, but still leave certain like landmark elements of it, so you still know where you are the whole time, I thought was really well done.
Yeah,
like that was good. The amount of destruction versus what was still standing was very good. And I appreciate that instead of Caesars, it's the Olympus.
Yeah, I like that.
And the towers in Bly Tanaka's hotel are Sodom and Gomorrah, which I also as a biblical man, I appreciated that.
I actually didn't pick up on that.
I did, and I appreciated it. But so the whole plot, the premise is Bly Tanaka, Hiroyuki Sanada's character, they're going to nuke Vegas. Not his character, but the president, who is thinly veiled at who the president is at the time. Very thinly veiled. But they're going to, in order to deal with the zombie threat, they're going to nuke Las Vegas on the 4th of July. And so Sanada hires Bautista and his group of mercenaries who had previously completed a rescue mission into Las Vegas to go and rob his own casino. Great heist premise. Again, this would have been an excellent part 2 in the series and a reason to go back to Vegas. I like to call it lost wages. But the one I have to call the question here, totally fine premise. How come Sanada doesn't have the vault access to his own hotel casino? Like, how does he not know how to get into the safe of his own casino?
I mean,
he's
pretty high up, but he's pretty high up. So is he really everything okay over there?
Sorry, my lights just came on way brighter. Continue.
You'd have a zombie
God, continue.
Just saw that. I mean, he's from the day-to-day operations, like he's not going to be that involved, right? So maybe he knows a little. Okay, this is me stretching, but I can do it because I imagine you could say something similar, like your name's on the casino, right? But you've got a whole security team that does that. You've got
one of his security teams going on the heist with him.
That's his personal security. That's personal security. Maybe not the casino security. Although he is supposed to be his head of security. Maybe his previous head of security died, and we'll see that maybe in a future prequel. And all that knowledge got lost. I can amazingly imagine how this could work. It's a stretch, but you could talk your way out of this. I think.
So here's the whole thing. It's spoiler. It's a red herring anyway. It was never about the money. It's about harvesting like the zombie brains or whatever, and wanting to do research and how much that's worth and all that jazz. Because there's these different kinds of zombies. There's alphas and shamblers, and the alphas are like organized and have at least some sort of higher goals in mind. Which
apparently,
which
I don't know what they were.
Yeah, neither do I. Which I honestly think detracted from the film. I really do. I didn't. The whole point of having to make a sacrifice when they first get to Vegas is sort of like rite of passage, and it didn't make any fucking sense. It didn't add anything to the movie. I feel like it took away sort of from my suspension of disbelief.
I think they needed some explanation for why there were zombies that were harder to kill and smarter, but you could have made them all that way. You didn't have to, I guess, make like the two different kinds. But I don't know. It's like, I guess if it's a video game, it's like, you have your like trash mob that's just
sure
out of there, and then you have your bosses. Maybe they were just trying to set that up. I don't know if it bothered me, but like it was very it didn't. I agree that it didn't seem to add a ton, especially because I didn't know what they were what their goals were. I didn't know what the point of the baby was. Like, I don't know if that's the only time they've ever reproduced. I don't know if that's I don't know what's going on. Like, none of that was explained, and they didn't end it with any of it explained. So they did have this kind of like side storyline that I guess we were supposed to be like, that's interesting. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
I was talking with Commissar JB off air about it, and I was like, you think Zack Snyder would have learned to just get everything out in this movie, dude, because you don't know if you're gonna get to make another one. So, like, just explain what the hell's going on with these zombies right now. I don't know. It felt like just a half-assed I Am Legend type of thing that they were doing with the alphas.
It was also very it was very like Planet of the Apes. I don't know. That must have been a planned reference, because there are a few things that were like very noticeable. One was like they're on top of the, Statue of Liberty at what was New York, which I appreciate that they did have actual casinos spliced in with the fake casinos. Because about a little bit through the movie, I was like, oh, is this all just like made up Vegas, like fake casinos? And then I noticed they did have some real actual landmarks as well, like named landmarks. So I thought that was good, because I thought maybe they would have had some, like, I don't know, had to pay some license to show them. But and then them on the horse as well was like a very like Planet of the Apes style thing. So but I didn't want to see Planet of the Apes. Like, that's not, I wasn't particularly interested in that. I wanted to see a primarily zombie movie. I want to see a heist movie, and I want to see the combo of that. This additional plot like didn't really do anything for me.
Yeah, how about the plot of well, I guess we needed some reason for Bautista's daughter to get into Vegas, but pretty flimsy that she's like the volunteer at the Vegas refugee camp, and one of the moms that she sort of looks after their family is disappeared in Vegas. She, like, almost certainly should be dead. Like, any rational thing for us, like, she's dead. Like,
I mean, it didn't make sense that it still didn't make sense that she wasn't dead. I don't know what they were doing with them. Again, I don't know what was going on in that movie. Like,
they're just keeping them zombie hostages.
At first I thought, okay, they're gonna they're gonna be the new queens or something. Like, there's gonna be some part of their ritual where they need them. But no, it's just like they just, at some point, I think one of them got killed. I think.
Yeah. And
then the other, and then she,
they all died.
Or did she escape? Did she survive?
No.
Okay.
And I don't think her kids survived either.
What's going on?
Weren't they in the nuke and the blast? I'm not honestly sure.
No, they would have been.
Did they get out? They got out on the bus?
I would assume everyone there got out on the bus. But
I don't know. They moved up the bombing time.
Well, they were all like pretty much getting on the bus by the time they were even left to go into Vegas, though. So I would assume they got on the bus. And I don't know. I don't know what the point of most of that was, except to get his daughter to go along with him. But yeah, I agree. There would have been a lot better ways to do that.
Yeah.
And why didn't he just look for? I mean, I know he offered, but why was she not okay with him just?
Because she hates him because he killed her mom, even though her mom was a zombie. And then I guess he just wasn't around anymore.
Oh no, I know why she didn't like him. Why did she not let him look for
She didn't trust him to.
Then why does she trust him to keep her alive when she was out there?
She didn't. That's why she ran off to go find her, to have her own agenda and stuff like that. So I will say it was at least consistent with that. But the fact that I don't know. So getting into more of the, I really like Dave Bautista. I feel like he got to do almost nothing badass in this movie outside of the opening montage. Almost nothing. Yeah, he kills the big bad at the end, but that's after getting his ass whooped. And so he doesn't really do all that much in this movie, other than in the low points, talked in the middle of a zombie apocalypse Las Vegas, when you have an impending nuclear device coming to be detonated over you. Mm-hmm. He starts talking about wanting to start a food truck and getting his daughter's opinion on that.
That was a recurring joke, which felt pretty flat.
Fucking awful.
A lot of the jokes, I don't know, maybe we talk about the humor in this, but
sure.
They went way to me. They just went way too far on the humor front, and it was it's not. The problem was the humor. It wasn't that funny. It didn't it wasn't Shaun of the Dead, like where they just went all in on the humor, right? They tried to have some humor, a lot of humor. Then they tried to have little sprinklings of the relationship with the daughter and some serious scenes, which don't work for multiple reasons, but they especially didn't work because, like you said, it's happening in the middle of a crazy like
scenario
thing that's happening. And then they had the action and the heist part of it. And it's like, and then I don't know if you could call it the horror part, if they had any horror, but I wish they went more on horror, a little bit less on humor. And then, made a good heist movie. I just think they tried to make it a little too funny or tongue in cheek. Like, I just felt like it was a little bit off balance there.
It's amusing that you say that because I didn't really find any of it funny either. Like I wasn't laughing really at much of it, much of any of it. I wanted to be like into these characters and everything like that, and I feel I will go back to again if this were the sequel, I might be a little bit more invested in Dave Bautista and his daughter's relationship if I'd already gotten a movie with him, and maybe that movie ends with him having to kill his wife, or that happened at some point in the movie. I don't know. I just didn't really feel particularly invested in their relationship like at all, to the point where we're leaving this movie and he's fucking dead, which they telegraph pretty hard, but still like you already mentioned they're gonna be doing prequels. There's potential of a sequel. I wanted Bautista to be the guy in this series of stuff that we're doing here, and you kill them off in this one. I don't know. That was a miss for me.
They killed off too many of them. They killed off all of them.
They killed off everybody. Yeah,
except for Kate.
How about the chick? The woman professing her love for Bautista and then immediately having her head spun around completely backwards. That was rough.
That was quite the way to go.
Quite the turn, as they say.
Yeah.
I think
it was also weird that they killed her like that. Like,
yeah,
like, you'd think they'd bite her. Are they hungry? What do they even like?
That was an interesting thing.
What's their deal?
Is that the way Zeus fought was interesting at times. The way that Zeus fought Vandero outside the vault, like he wasn't biting him, he was just like beating the shit out of him the whole time. It's revealed at the end that at some point he was lightly bitten. But let's welcome into the program here. Let's welcome in one old Professor Chris Davis.
Uh-oh.
Talk about coming from the dead here, right?
Yeah.
Boys.
What's going on, buddy?
You sure you want to do this?
Well, welcome. We're talking Army of the Dead. This is perfect, Davis.
That's what we were talking about. Oh,
yeah. Man. What did you think of the movie, Davis?
We're just doing overall.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we've been talking about it for a little bit, but we're gonna.
How deep are we?
You can't. Well, you can't just wade in. You have to start with your.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. I actually watched this on a plane back from Mexico.
Okay.
And so it wasn't the big screen like I would like to have been, but it was. I had a lot of fun. I didn't have a ton of. I didn't think it was going to be that great, to be honest with you. Zack Snyder's pretty hit and miss. So I didn't anticipate it being that great, but I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a pretty good zombie movie, and I think there's a lot of lore potentially behind it, a lot of possible conspiracy theories. So you've got something like that. I mean, it started with Area 51 stuff, and so I'm in. You got me there.
We've been talking, and at least I've been sort of on my stump saying that this should have been the sequel to what we got in the opening montage. And Davis is gone.
No, we're good. We just need lighting.
Essentially, that if we had gotten a movie before this one that was about Dave Bautista and his team getting out of rescuing the Secretary of Defense from Vegas, and Vegas a little bit more functional, and then we get this one. I don't know. I think it might have set up the series a little bit better.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree with that. I would have liked to see that team come together, for sure. Like there was a lot of backstory for each character that just wasn't given. and I think that could have been a fun ride. For sure.
Why didn't the guy that owned the casino have the combination for his safe?
Well, I didn't think it was his casino. I thought it was just like
No, it's the Bly Casino. It's his casino.
It's an interesting plot hole.
I'll be honest though, I didn't realize it was his casino.
It's his
until,
fucking
like halfway
casino.
through the movie either.
Yeah, I didn't think it was his.
That's why the helicopter pilot says, like, what, did he spend all the money on the miniature? That's his helicopter. It's his casino.
No.
If you go back and listen to this, I have an explanation that works.
It's
not great, but it works.
I don't think it
works.
By the way, okay. Davis,
are we talking plot holes?
No. Before we get into plot holes, I do want to say this does seem like a good plane movie. And because I cannot say, like, when you watch things on a plane, it's very different. You're a captive audience. Did this movie feel the right length for you, Davis? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah,
because because you're on a plane and you had nowhere else to go.
It took the whole flight. It was amazing.
Exactly, you were trapped and you just needed something to get you through that flight.
We started pretty much almost after we took off, and then right when we started our descent, it was perfect. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. It passed the time very well.
Davis going to Mexico to get that different kind of COVID strain going on. He's going for that margarita.
I can't go to Mexico City now with the end of this movie. It's where the zombies are going to go.
I think that was New Mexico. I thought they said.
No, I think they said Mexico City.
Is it Mexico City?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
you got to have 7 to 8 million population there, something like that.
Great.
Why did they let him?
That makes a lot more sense than New Mexico.
Yeah, it does.
Land of enchantment.
Why would somebody covered in blood be allowed to rent a plane, even if you had a bunch of cash?
Dude,
it's private. It's private air. They want the cash. It's driven.
Hey,
by
Bruce
cash.
Wayne, he bought that hotel in Batman Begins and stuff like that. I do. So he ended up with all of the money. We were just talking about how the premise for getting Bautista's daughter into the Vegas situation was a little flimsy, and I was just about to say that it was flimsy, and they lose all of the money almost entirely, and they don't even succeed in saving the mom because she dies in a helicopter crash, and it causes Bautista to get bit by a zombie. So that daughter's whole side plot just fucked everything up. Just ruined everything.
Kate got some money too.
Yeah, Bautista gave her the money that he had.
Yeah. Get a nice little wad of cash there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. I really wanted the daughter to die. Actually, I really did. She pissed me off so. Hey, she's that classic character that is like that wild card that is going to throw everything off, and usually that character dies because they were a detriment to the team. This character screwed up everything and was rewarded for it. Fuck that. No, thank you. Kill the bitch. Come on.
Jeez.
Wow.
Very, very harsh.
Yeah, no, I wasn't happy. Dave Bautista was a good person.
Okay, so I would like you to go on record. You're a Dave Bautista fan then.
In this movie? Yes.
You like Bautista?
I do. I've rarely not liked Bautista in movies.
Pro wrestler Dave Bautista, dude. You're a fan.
Yeah. I prefer, well, no, I won't go that far. I do like The Rock in a lot of stuff. So
yeah, now we got John Cena in this latest Fast movie. Everything's great.
No Cena. I can't do Cena.
What about in Fred?
I'm gonna watch John Cena's Fast movie in Taiwan.
No,
not even Fred.
Bad boy.
All right, Adam has to leave here in a few minutes, so I want us to go around our favorite character, our favorite scene, and our least favorite scene. And I guess I'll start since I'm the one calling the question here. My favorite character is of course Bautista, even though I feel like he didn't get to do all that much in this movie. But I gotta go with my guy, the animal, Dave Bautista. My favorite scene outside of the opening montage, which is absolutely awesome and badass, is a similar scene, and that's when Sonata is explaining how they're just going to get in, and that a group like this elite like themselves should be able to do it very easily. So it's another stylized Snyderific scene, and then the safecracker deer stops them in the middle of them, and we get pulled back to reality. I actually thought that was a really cool way of getting to see everybody do badass stuff on how it could go in best case scenario, but not how it actually went. My least favorite scene, I guess, would just have to be more the whole plot element of, we're going to offer them a sacrifice, and then they give us safe passage through Las Vegas. I think that whole idea is just dumb. Like, what are we doing here? I did not like that really at all.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is okay. This I legit don't know. How did Kate find Gita and the other girl in a hotel, in a giant hotel? Like I know she went to Olympus to find, right?
That's another great question.
That was the one thing for me. I was
because Bautista couldn't find them until the gun started getting shot off.
And how big are those hotels? I mean,
huge.
We've all been to Vegas. How many rooms are there? How did they find it?
There's like 10. There's like 10 rooms.
It was one of those boutique hotels.
Right. No, you just got to go to the VIP suites. I mean, they had to be probably being held in one of those.
It didn't look that nice. That room didn't look particularly
well,
great.
It's a zombie hotel room.
Yeah,
so
it didn't.
What do you expect?
How about the helicopter pilot getting shot through the head and still being able to fly the helicopter?
It was not the head. It was
it was the arm, I think.
Yeah.
It looked like the head. It looked like
It looked like she got. I thought she got shot through the head.
Yeah. No, so the blood splatter makes it look like she got shot through the head, and then when you see it, it's like she got shot through the arm.
All right. Well, that I'll buy. I thought they were trying to claim, it just went through her eye, so she's fine. I was like, what the fuck?
So I'm gonna actually say that I thought Tig Notaro was one of the better characters, which is because. Like she's the closest
the helicopter pilot.
Oh, okay.
The helicopter pilot. She's the closest I came to laughing in this. A couple of her lines were kind of funny. And the fact that she was CGI'd into that movie. I mean, she wasn't CGI, but the fact that she was put into that movie after the fact because Crystalia got
canceled.
He got canceled out of that. Is actually super impressive. I would have not really been able to tell. Yeah,
you would have never known.
So that was impressive. I'll do my favorite and my least favorite, I guess. I mean, we talked about this earlier, but the opening montage, it was a great start to. I was super stoked going into it with that montage, and so I have to say that was probably the highlight. Least favorite. Is when they stop everything and Bautista has a conversation with his daughter about why
that's a better choice.
Why they don't get along anymore and what happened, and she says, like you said, he wasn't there for her. Like it
opened up a food truck and
it just stopped the movie like
grinding halt,
dead in its tracks. And then it just kind of starts back up again like that. And I know that happened a couple times, so I'm going to throw in multiple scenes wherever that happened because that
whenever they talked about that.
Whenever they talked generally. The father-daughter thing just didn't.
I think the coolest looking zombie element was when they had the zombie bride's head and it was still moving around and stuff. I thought that looked really good.
Or what about Martin having his face bitten off by the tiger?
Oh yeah,
that scene was pretty epic.
The tiger was done pretty well. I mean, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think Valentine was a good addition for Army of the Dead for sure. It's just the allusions to Siegfried and Roy and everything like that. I would have loved to see like a zombie Penn and Teller or something also in there. Maybe they did. Maybe there's some more Easter eggs in there.
Some cameos would be cool. Like you could have so many good cameos with that.
Yeah, I just think overall the best part about this movie is the setting, which is zombies in Las Vegas. That's a great freaking setting. So I really appreciate it for that. Adam, I know you got to roll. So he's got some deals to make for us here at the Best Damn Nerd Show.
You like money to steal from us?
Only the best deals we're making right here. Don't worry about it.
So I'll let you go, but thanks for coming on, buddy.
Always a pleasure.
Taking all of our funds, man.
All right, and then there were two.
Yes.
Well, back to two again, I guess.
Back to two, yeah.
Yeah, back to two. Anything that, any so we didn't get your favorite character or scene and then low light.
Gosh, I mean, character-wise, I really like the Coyote.
Okay.
I thought she was cool. She was badass. Good way to die. You know, dropping the head and
getting speared.
Yeah. Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
That was news to me. So, yeah, no, she was good. I liked her character a lot. Bautista was good, but you know, I think I kind of already alluded to it. Kate, the daughter, no thanks. Kill her off.
I just didn't like her attitude. I didn't want to see her die, but I thought she didn't really have a good character.
How naive do you have to be to go to think that that's a good idea? To go in and look for these people. That
I didn't like that she hated Dave Bautista because she killed her zombie mom. Her mom was a zombie.
It wasn't because of that, and she said that.
It wasn't
in
good.
One of those great,
bullshit.
In one of those great conversational scenes we were just talking about, how it was because he wasn't there for her afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, if you would pay attention to the feels.
Oh, I paid attention and I rejected it, Davis.
So did you not like this movie? I didn't get your take. I know you already said it, but just quickly.
Yeah, well, for those maybe
so
tuned
for
out.
A second time, this is for me, not you, audience. This is for me.
I thought it was better than Max Payne. I thought it was okay.
That doesn't seem like much of a hurdle.
No, it's not. I thought it was okay. Honestly, I was a little disappointed. I think my favorite part was the opening montage, and so
you guys are right. I mean, Vegas scenes, be it video games, movies, in the sci-fi genre, typically are pretty cool. I will say Resident Evil 3 kind of slipped the shit on that one because they could have used a lot of Vegas and they didn't. But no, the opening montage, how it could have went down montage, that was cool. It was, and the flybys that happened. For somebody that has been to Vegas a lot, you and I'm sure that it just kind of brought to you certain moments.
I was saying this a little bit before you got on, was that they did a good job of destroying enough of it, but leaving enough of it intact where you still knew it was Las Vegas. Yeah. So I liked that. I wanted to like these characters more. I wanted to care more about them when they died and stuff like that, which is why the thing I've been harping on is this should have been the sequel, and we should have gotten that first movie. Right. And I know we're getting prequels and stuff like that. Are you down for more of a Snyderverse in the Army of the Dead? Are you interested in the prequels? Are you interested in potential sequels?
I would honestly be interested in both of this series. I mean, I guess not so much prequels now, since they kind of did like a. No, they're
gonna be doing a prequel. Let me see. So they're gonna be doing Army of Thieves, a film that's set before the events of Army of the Dead that follows the character of Ludwig Dieter during the early stages of the zombie outbreak.
Safecracker?
Yeah, not really the character that I would want to follow around.
Why?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they're not. And then they're also doing an animated.
Out of all the characters, you didn't pick that one?
Yeah, I know. Well, they're also doing an anime style series, which is intriguing to me. Army of the Dead Lost Vegas, which follows around like Bautista and his crew. So
Lost Wages.
Yeah, I already said that one.
Am I right, Anne?
I said that one earlier. I already said that one earlier. You son of a bitch.
To Anne?
No, not to Anne. Anne has nothing to do with this one.
But she doesn't like money, so.
So are you into that?
Sure. Not that character. Definitely not Dieter. Like it. Like, are you kidding me? Like this, it seemed like one. It didn't even seem like he was part of the initial barrage of zombies. So why do I want to see that? Because he's never killed one. He said.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good. That's a good point too.
It didn't even seem like he was part of the initial invasion. So, no, thank you to that. The anime, sure, they could probably take those characters that we loved, but I thought when you said that it was already approved for the prequel that we were going to get these characters, or maybe a couple of the other ones, or the background of more of Bautista and the girl that got her neck just snapped super randomly.
Yeah, she's gonna be yeah. After professing her love, getting her head completely spun around. It was rough.
That was brutal.
They killed my girl first. I like Samantha Wynn's character.
Yeah,
the chica in the bandana.
That was one of my favorite scenes. They made that girl a badass.
Yeah, she was the chick from Aliens, essentially. That's. I feel like they were doing like a heavy homage to her.
She just, I mean, and they made it feel. It didn't feel over the top to me, that scene. Whereas like when they're running along poker tables, just kind of randomly shooting heads nonstop. Hers actually felt like she was really doing it, and it felt real, and she was that good. Where the other stuff just felt very video game-ish. So that scene was very cool. I liked her a lot. Yeah.
And then, so you talked about it. They're setting up the potential sequel taking place in Mexico City. You know, what do you like? I mean, that would be Mexico City is another cool sort of venue to explore. We get some lucha zombies going on. I'd be into that.
Sure, I guess. No, I mean, Mexico City. That's a weird one. Like, there's. Like the scene doesn't really, the environment doesn't.
You just came from Mexico,
right?
Bro. Did you not have a good time?
Yeah, I was on the beaches. Like, give me like Dead Island video game, where you're like on an island, and I'll get that. But Mexico City is like very flat. There's not much to it. It's just a city. It's like LA almost, but not on a beach. So no thanks.
As long as it's a shorter movie. This movie was too long too.
Oh man, I
know you were on a plane, so
it felt good. So, but no, if I get a sequel or a prequel to this, I want more of the kind of the government lore of what the hell happened. Like, give me what they found out at Area 51, or where they found it, like kind of like how that all, and why were they transporting it, or give me the aftermath of.
I want what the guy that was getting married was getting.
No.
All right.
I will say that is a hell of a way to start a zombie apocalypse. That is, I think that's pretty original on their part.
Yeah, I did appreciate that when what they call the Zeus, the alpha zombie, getting out. Seeing it looked like the remnants of experimentation on him and stuff like that. So you're right. I methere is some cool lore that they could explore with it and everything.
There's the blue lights inside of the main ones, and whoever he bit
becomes an alpha.
Yeah, there's a lot with that you don't get from a lot of different zombie movies, because they're obviously a little bit more intelligent. They can apparently have babies as well.
Yeah, which didn't.
That was strange. But it is what it is. It's more lore, James. So I thought you would like that.
It's funny. I'm a fickle man. I wanted more. I wanted more lore about my characters that I was supposed to root for. Didn't even get to see the dude use his buzzsaw in this movie. So
no, we didn't. It was just in the montage.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that all the best stuff was in the montage, and then this one we just got the fucking dregs, dude.
But it was like, if he would have used it,
they blew everything in that.
If he would have used that in real life, that is such a short, terrible weapon.
Doesn't matter, dude.
To use I know, it's cool. Matter. It's cool, but it's so bad. It's like, Why are you choosing this?
I was
weapon?
hoping that he would have gotten to use it on that weird like Rent-A-Cop dude that they had sacrificed or whatever. Anyway, rating time.
No,
go ahead.
I got one big plot hole I need to know your thoughts on.
Okay.
So the marshal guy, whoever's trying to follow him, I forget his name.
The guy, the security guy from Bly's.
Yeah, from
company?
the security Bly's.
Yeah, Martin.
Guy. So he goes back with the coyote to
get the zombie bride head. Yes.
Right. So they're back at pretty much where they came in, right?
Sorta.
Right. They kill the queen, or take her head. And if that's the reason why he was there, why does he not just shoot Coyote and walk out the way they came?
Because he still needs to like get back safely, and there's still zombies and stuff around.
But this is like the beginning of where they're walking. There's nothing there. They've already made the pack. He literally has a clear path.
I'm not sure the timing of when the nuke's gonna fall versus when he got the head too. Like, does he need to fly out of there to get out of the blast radius?
Plenty of time. And especially at that point, because they hadn't bumped up the timing. Like it did, and the only thing I could think of was unless like his other side of the mission was to make sure that they didn't leave. Maybe, but it's also they don't care. They didn't care about the money. They cared about the head. That's all they wanted, and so just leave. Yeah, my partner is saying he had no transportation out of there, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you ask good questions for me, and I know the money was Bly's red herring to distract them, but for me, the real plot hole is it's dude's hotel, and you needed a safe cracker to get into the safe. Like that is staggering. Baffling.
I need to rewatch it just to make sure that, was that really his hotel?
Yes.
Okay, that's really bad then. That's really bad then.
So because he says he got the money on the insurance for it already, so it's untaxable, it's untraceable or whatever. So that's what's going on. Casino owner Bly Tanaka and associate Martin approached former mercenary Scott Ward about a job to recover $200 million from his casino vault in Vegas.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Yikes!
I don't know, man. You'd think that you just have the combination to the safe that he could give him, especially when his dude Martin was like, "Hey, if you need any hardware or assets, I got you covered." I don't know. How about the Wi-Fi password and the combination of the safe, dude?
I think there could be a lot of reasons why you need a cracker, and it could be like if the power goes out, then it reverts back to something. Or
thin, dude. Thin.
No, I know. There's a lot of thin here, but maybe if it's not changed, like in Ocean's 11, they have to change it every 4 hours or something. But I think that's done manually.
Yeah.
So he would still have that, unless the new code died with whoever just changed it. Who knows?
At least maybe add a line.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
Yeah, it's his casino. All right, rating time.
That's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big one.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
Between yours and mine, that might have dropped down a half controller here.
I mean, it's a fucking zombie heist movie. Like, I'm not looking for an Oscar winner here. So just that was a question. What's the dog think?
The dog's not happy. She ain't happy. Okay, rating time. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna give it a sliding scale here, people. So you remember, I am at 1.5 controllers. That's what I'm gonna go with. So it's a good old 65%er.
I'm gonna give this 2 Bushes. It's got Bautista in it. I like Vegas. And I like zombies. You know, nothing else made sense, but it's got a killer opening montage, so it's gonna get 2 booshes out of me.
I think it was just fun. I think you got a Zyger, a Zorse.
I didn't think it was as fun as it could or should have been, though. I guess is the other thing too. But it's getting 2 booshes out of me,
Right.
so that's where I'm coming down on. I know some people liked it quite a bit, but yeah, that's what we're coming down. I forgot to get Adam's rating on it, but don't worry, we'll be doing another Adam Zika Presents movie night very soon, Davis. I can't wait for you to be a part of. And this wasn't really one of his picks, so this one doesn't count. So he's
definitely not a Zika movie.
No, this had too big of a budget. it was too coherent. It's definitely not a Zika movie.
I enjoyed it, so that's
the
one fault.
Most telltale sign about it as well. But I'm glad you enjoyed it because it starred pro wrestler Dave Bautista. So there it is.
Who needed to just murder his human daughter?
Okay, just didn't need to murder her. She had to kill him. In case we sort of skimmed over that fact. All right, that's gonna do it for this edition of the Best Damn Nerd Show. Have a great week, everyone. Remember, if you're a nerd, always say it loud and say it proud.